Alright guys, welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are having a great day. First, I want to just say we finished this while Matt did. I want to talk to him about it with him in person. Have him tell you how like the welding was and his kind of like first time pie cutting and stuff. But I don't really want to speak for him, so I'm going to let Matt talk to you guys about that. But what we are actually going to start today is the oil pan. So we've had this oil pan for about a month. We've had this oil pan for about a month and I haven't had time to install it yet because I've had like a list. And first thing to do was the wastegate and the second thing to do is the oil pan. So I want to get this on, and then after this I will just warn you guys, I want to do the valve cover. But first I want to do the oil pan because this thing is sick. This thing holds an extra 6.5 quarts of oil. And it's got these baffle doors. I don't know if I mentioned these, but they open and close as the oil swooshes around. It closes the door that it should close and then lets the oil in from the other side, letting in so the oil pickup can pick it up in the center. I wish this came with an actual like gasket, but you can't buy a gasket for it, so you gotta use silicone, which some people say is even better. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think I told you guys, but I do have a cracked manifold right here. This weld on the manifold intake right here is cracked. I did a boost leak test and it started bubbling and everything, so I have to get that welded. We did just buy that TIG welder, but Matt's not really comfortable welding aluminum and he kind of wants it to get done by someone that's been welding for a while, so I might send that one off and pay someone to do that, but I do have to get that fixed before we get tuned. You ready? Why I'm doing this. Last season I was on Gingerman and I kept having like low oil pressure. Like when I would take a turn it would drop to like the 20s, 30s, like on 5,000 RPM. So this is my fix for that. I'm going to try to get a better oil pan that holds more oil so I get better oil pressure when I'm turning and stopping, and just the G's, I guess. Now we have to begin the process of actually taking this and shoving it in between the gasket maker and just trying to crack that oil pan down. And that's how you do that. Alright, so now it did come with a newer, like good, better looking pickup, so we gotta replace the pickup and all the baffling right here. And it comes with a scraper, it comes with a crank scraper, so that's good. Besides that, we're just gonna start cleaning. You ready, Dalton? There was one little discrepancy on this side. This bolt, there was a thread, could you show them, Dalton? There was a thread ready for a bolt, so I took one of the old oil pan bolts and I shoved it in there and it seems like it works. Can't imagine it would hit anything. I am going to turn it one more time to make sure it doesn't hit anything with the oil pan on before I start and everything, but we got this far, we got the baffles on. Now we just gotta go get lunch, come back, clean it all up for the gasket maker, and then throw this thing back together. Right, Dalton?
Yee
Yee yee.
Take two, Tyler telling us about oil pan and his fitment.
So I got to silicone this. I did clean all that. We got the baffles in it. The oil pickup, we got a new one. Come look at this. This thing's way more beefy than the OEM one that we have over here. But we wiped that all down so it's all prepped and cleaned. I'm just going to silicone the actual pan and then we'll give that a good wipe again just to make it sure it's a silicone on dry kind of surface and let it tack. And then we're going to go to our party and hopefully tomorrow we'll put oil in it and start it. What we are using is SI 5699 gray. Never tried it before, but I'm sure it works. Alright guys, finally got the oil pan on. So much fit effort, right, Dalton? It was just tough, man.
Bro, that pickup tube was so
hard to get around. So hard to get around, but it's actually looking really good. You agree with that, Dalt?
Yeah, it looks really good.
This was the clearance. If I wasn't too specific for you guys, this was the clearance that I was talking about. That's crazy how they let that happen. I just don't even get it. But yeah, looking really good. So now we're gonna go to our party, Dalt, and clean up and start this project off tomorrow. Here goes nothing. I always hate starting cars after a project and like seeing if there's a leak by yourself. Matt's on his way, but I can't wait. I just want to see if it's leaking. Not a bad startup. Now I just want to check the oil, make sure it's at least close to where it should be before I let it run for longer. No issues yet. There would be drips. It's looking good so far, but obviously this doesn't tell anything. The Evo's running actually really good, no leaks at all. I'm actually gonna mess with my fuel regulator because my fuel pressure is around 40 when I kind of want it to be around 43, so I'm gonna bump that up a bit. But running really smooth, just letting it get to temp, and then I'll turn the fan on, let it run longer, but right now no leaks. Super happy. Everything's looking really good. All right, you know I mentioned how I wanted Matt's opinion on his actual wastegate, first time doing pie cuts, kind of the whole situation. We bought a TIG welder in this process.
We did a lot of new things that we didn't expect that we were going
100%.
to do. But at the end of the day, we needed it anyways, and we're going to use it for a bunch of other stuff. So we just pulled the trigger now, and we're able to do the whole entire wastegate dump from start to finish all ourselves.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, it's the first one. It's not, you know, the greatest.
No, but
because,
I mean,
it's first time ever welding with,
right,
or TIG welding.
Yeah, first time. Well, not necessarily, but first time doing a project TIG welding.
Yeah, I wish it was a little cleaner in some areas, but that's just because there's always room for improvement. And as long as Tyler's happy with it,
no,
he is. So
I'm super stoked about it. I love it. I think it's the best thing. I like the character it gives being the first thing we did. Like, I like the bad welds. Like, I get how people wouldn't, but like, because it's personal to us, like
yeah, I mean, we did it all ourselves. We made our own pie cuts. We didn't get laser cut pie cuts. We freaking didn't have like any of the tools.
We started off with two 90-degree pipes.
Yeah.
That were 2-inch.
Yeah. We're using a chop saw instead of like a bandsaw, and like the obstacles that we came into and worked around, and then this is the final project. If you look at it that way, then yeah, like I'd say we did pretty good.
All right, real quick, things we learned.
We need better tools.
Yeah, pie cuts, we learned to like make them thinner, but we learned even more that we're gonna buy our pie cuts and not make them.
Yeah.
And use stainless.
And use stainless.
I can't thank Matt enough. He gets all the props. He did most of the work, 99% of it. I just kind of prepped it and helped him, was his like right-hand man. But I hope you guys like this video. More to come. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
Peace out. Have a good night.